What a performance! What a victory!
It's finally here. Formula One in 2024.
The wait is over in Bahrain, and we are just hearing that the starting grid is on the look for a new driver. Who will it be?
I'm having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting shit.
And radio is good.
Here we go.
The Grand Prix is underway.
What a dramatic start. Can you believe it?
I feel like they're gonna bleed.
Yes.
Spun out of my
He's lost it.
Half out, guys. That's it.
The pit lane's going to be alive now. They're all in.
on my own. Here we go. I'm set on an overdrive. On my own. Here we go.
It's not every day that we get to see such incredible wheel-to-wheel racing.
Out of the final corner. And here's our winner today.
Can you beat me?
Yes! What a race. Thank you very much for that. Thank you to the fans.
Welcome in, everybody, to F1 24. Tonight, we are currently going to be racing in Canada. This track consists of 14 corners, with the most notable one, turn 13-14, Wall of Champions. We are going to see probably some pretty chaotic instances happening there. 3 DRS zones. This track is looking like it's going to be a good one tonight. I think we're waiting on 1 or 2 more drivers to come on in. Track is 2.710 miles long. Not much elevation change. There's a few opportunities for some really good overtakes. So let's head on over to the screen where we're waiting for everybody to get in. I think we're just waiting for one. But as we're waiting, let's check out the calendar for the season. This is round 8 of 12. We're in Canada tonight with 4 more rounds after this. Let's see if our championship leader can maintain that lead. Some good salt, leading with 121 to Zaluxi's 71. Viper, the big mover, up 4 positions after that win in Baku with 63 points. AO with 59. Lone Fiber 58. Vanilla Spilla and the other Haas 52, with Dynamic in 7th with 50. Hayden coming in 8th with 45. Boogie in 9th with 40, dropping down a few spots. Myron Ty unfortunately missed out last week, so he dropped down the order as well. And that is our top 10 in the driver standings. For the team standings, with Salt being up in front, the Racing Bulls are leading the Haas 180 to 123. Alpine moves up 93 points. Aston Martin with 74 drops down. Ferrari in 5th. McLaren 6th. Red Bull in 7th, moving past Mercedes in 8th. Sauber in 9th. And Williams bringing up the 10th position. So the game is loading up. Once we get in, we will head on over to the track to watch the cars come out. No cars on track yet, but let's head on over to the race screen. Get rid of the in-game graphics and go with our custom graphics. Looks like we got a few there. I believe that's probably going to be our reserve for tonight. Let's see who that is. That's C Dot. Yep. So let's get on the horn to C Dot. Let him know he needs to adjust his UDP. All right. We'll be on board here with Dynamic. Going out on enters. Speaking of enters, let's check our weather real quick. So it's going to be overcast for most of the session, clearing up towards the end. So a lot of times what these guys will do is they will actually go out at enters and just get a feel for the track, get the car, understand how it can be a little bit unsettled, and then they get a good feel for how the track conditions are, and then they'll go in, put on soft tires, and head back out. So let's see here. Who is... Got a Ferrari, it looks like, going across the line. Let's head down to Boogie. That might be him. Oh, too far. There we go. That is not. That's got to be C9. Let's head on over down to him. See what he can do. He's got a McLaren behind him. So that's a decent first sector. We'll see how he goes here. Looks like DRL Racer currently actually has the fastest first sector. C9 sets fastest middle sector. Coming up to the long straightaways before the Wall of Champions. Let's see where this is going to put him on the board with the time. Racing down to the start-finish line. Sets a 1:11.451 on the softs. A few cars behind him that are setting up times as well. Let's see who else is. Let's head down to... Let's go with Dynamic here. So it goes across the line. Nope. Wall Champions here. Turn 14. Down the straightaway. Personal best, both sectors. 1:14.367 on his intermediates, by the way. So he will definitely improve once he gets on the actual racing compound tires. Unfortunately, do not know what the weather is going to be during the race. These guys actually have a heads up when they go out for qualifying to see what the conditions may be like. Deluxy set the fastest time, 1:09.429 on the softs. Let's hang with Boogie here. Boogie set a fast or personal best first sector. Let's see how the rest of that time is going. Personal best in the second sector. Still down on Deluxy. Can't blame Boogie though. Deluxy, she is fast. Coming up to turn 13, right left. Down the front straight. Cross line up to P4, the 1:10.458. Next car, it's going to set a time. Looks like it's going to be Hayden. Oh, Hayden. Also on the intermediate, so he's doing his typical first 1 or 2 laps is going to be on the intermediate tire, just to get a feel for everything. And then set a time after that. So let's head down to Modern Tie. Currently ripping around personal best first and second sector. Has not set a time yet, so those... Oh, looks like he may have bailed out of it. Yeah, he bailed out of it. Going slow there. So let's go with our championship leader, Some Good Salt. Looks like he's cruising along. Good first sector time. Coming through that second sector. Come up to the famous hairpin at Canada. Salt setting a fastest middle sector. See if he can keep this momentum going. Looks like there's a slow-moving Mercedes ahead of him. Might be Hayden. He will get past that Mercedes. Coming through last chicane. And across the line with a 109.5. Just barely missing out to Zalexi. That was a great push for qualifying. That's going to go around, recharge that battery. Might be able to get another time on there if he's got enough fuel. We will see. Let's head down the order, see if there's anybody else who's not set a time yet that is out there. Byron Ty. Cross the line. P6 with a 110.427. We head down the order a little bit more. It's like Corey actually has some front wing damage. That will unfortunately... Oh, wow. Really getting squirrely there out of the exit of the hairpin. Not sure if he is actually on a timed lap or not. Might just be an out lap. Oh, he's coming into the pits. So we still have AO. Still has to set time. Hayden. It's grayed out. Did he retire? May have. All right, we are on board with CDOT. Needs to update his UDP. We will see later. Currently personal best first and second sector. So he should, in theory, improve on his time. Mr. Chris up to fourth, 109.8. C-Dot coming across the line momentarily. Oh, he invalidated. Oh. Unfortunate. Which I believe where he invalidated is actually going to invalidate this current lap he's on as well. But if you invalidate too close to the start-finish line, before the start-finish line, it'll actually invalidate the next lap because the game thinks you are gaining an advantage to start your next lap even faster. So to mitigate that, the game will automatically invalidate your next lap. So it looks like everybody has set a time. Hayden, the only driver that is currently out of the session, all the way back in 15th on his intermediates. So let's head back up the order. See if anybody else is cranking some times out here. Suzuki also looks like invalidated. Validated first sector. Yep. Let's see here. Salt. Looks like he is currently on an out lap, so we might stick with him. Let's see, Mr. Chris up in P2. Mr. Chris's ERS is saying 0%. I think that might be a data collection issue or telemetry, because we do have one driver right now that's not set up correctly, so it throws off the rest of the telemetry for the rest of the session. Apologize for the little bit of delay of my speaking here. We have a software that does all of our league information, and it should be collecting data for this online session, and it currently is not. So I am trying to get that up and running so we can get everybody's qualifying data down so I can do all the graphics correctly, but currently having some timing issues. There it goes. Now we're collecting. All right. That's up and running, so now I can come back to the stream here. Salt, personal best, first sector, middle sector, not so good. Fastest, third sector, but unfortunately only able to get that third position behind Zeluxy for the start. Let's see if anybody else is setting a time. Most cars are currently in the garage. A lot of them, I'm sure, are going to be waiting to head out with a few minutes left. We're just under 5 minutes left in the session, so we can probably expect a lot of drivers to be exiting the pit soon, heading out. We'll go on board with Vans here, coming around that hairpin. Not improving the first two sectors. Let's see what he can do. Oh, invalidates in the last corners. Let's move up to AO. AO currently in sector 2. Personal best in the first sector. See what we can do at the end of the second sector. Personal best in the second sector. He's still down on the leader by a significant amount, but this will hopefully move him up for a better starting position. Getting around the Ferrari there. Currently P11 across the line. P8 for AO. That's a good one. I believe that Ferrari we passed may have been Boogie. Yep. So Boogie coming around, deploying that energy, trying to get a better lap, get a better start. Personal best in the first sector, loses out time in the middle sector, but let's see if he can improve going down that back straight. P6 for Boogie. Let's head up the order, see if anybody in the front is setting a... Okay, we got Salt coming out. Got Zaluxy coming out. Chris is currently on an owl lap. So we'll stick with Chris. Try to upset the order and get ahead of Zaluxy. Coming around through that first sector. He is up on his personal best. See if he can maintain this. Keep going. Miss Vanilla popping up to P2 there. That was a pleasant surprise. Mr. Chris coming up on a little bit of traffic. Hopefully you'll be able to get past Vans. Get a little bit of a tow. Oh, invalidates on those last corners. Mr. Chris, unfortunately, invalidates on that last corner. That was unfortunate. Suzuki up to P2. Let's go on board with Zaluxy here, our current pole setter. Purple first sector of a 18.9. See if she can keep pushing to better her time. Purple sector 2. Zaluxy is going to add to that gap in the front. Two minutes to go. Zaluxy, fastest lap on the 108. 5:47. Salt improves 1:9. That's it. That was interesting. I didn't think it would go that quick. My bad. The 2-minute warning basically ended. We missed it. I gotta work on that. That's part of my problem. I'm sorry, everybody. Screenshots of these. Scroll down to get, I think it's just Hayden. Yeah. Okay. All right. That is our qualifying session. All right, we will go back to our intermission screen. Our host has set a time for when we will go back live. So right now what is happening is everyone is setting their strategies for the race. figuring out what fuel load they'll run and what tires to start on. And as we are waiting, I believe I may have our grid graphic loaded. Let's see here if it worked. And it does. So, our pole position. Zluxy out in front. Starting next to Zluxy is going to be Some Good Salt. P3 is Suzuki with Vanilla next to Suzuki behind Salt. Then we got Mr. Chris starting in the third row next to Boogie. Dynamic P7 starting next to Modern Tie. AO in ninth starting next to Corey. DRL Racer X starting P11 with our reserve driver King C Dot in P12. Next we got Vans with C9 Wolf Kami starting next to them. And then we've got Hayden bringing up the rear. Originally, we had 18 drivers sign up for tonight with one reserve, but we had a few drop out last second, unfortunately. But this is our starting lineup for tonight. I believe we will be going live for the formation lap in about a minute time. We'll see how everybody can get on for tonight. Comment section in the YouTube from Hayden, our driver starting P15. Got a message from Mr. Total Wolf. He has a problem with the gearbox and he had to start from the back. Good luck today to all the drivers. Hopefully this one won't be as chaotic as it was last week in Baku with the city streets. Those walls bit a lot of drivers. We had all of our 4 safety cars were used up. I think we had 1 or 2 virtual safety cars as well. And then we had some more big incidents after that. But because the safety cars were used up, we were not able to bunch the field back up. And we ended the way we did. So it looks like we're waiting on a few. Drivers are ready up. Oh, and we are back to the track. Let's head over to this page here. Get rid of those and put up our leaderboard. So it looks like C-Dot still has not gotten his telemetry set. So that is going to cause some issues with the the car in 12th, the kick of player. But we know it's C-Dot. Looks like we are also missing a little bit of telemetry from Mr. Chris and Suzuki. So we do not know what their ERS levels are going to be. Let's quickly run through the field. We've got Zluxy going to be leading us away with Some Good Salt. Suzuki Vanilla. Next up, we got Mr. Chris with Boogie. Dynamic. Modern Tie. AO. Corey. DRL Racer X. C-Dot as player. Vans 21 and C9 Wolfkami with Hayden Rogers doing a little bit of a donut there at the hairpin, bringing us up to the grid. We will go on board with our P2 position. Drivers are getting their tires warmed up. It is predicted this is going to be a one stop, but drivers do have the option for two stopper. Looks like Corey may have gone a little too far in his pit box, getting that disqualification notification, but that is just for lining up in the grid. We've got 3, 4 lights, 5 lights, and lights out, and we are go. Salt getting a fantastic start, going side by side with Zaluxy. So it gives him the inside through turn 2. Salt up into P1 on the opening lap here. Let's see if he can maintain it. Few cars in the back. So far, everybody's positions. Virtual safety cars deployed. We still have all of our cars driving. So that may have been a slight incident with somebody in the back going a little too slow. Game goes. We're going to neutralize the field. So, difference between a full safety car and a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car gives every car a delta that they have to drive to, which basically neutralizes the whole field. Everybody sticks together the same gap, more or less, to each other. So that nobody gains an advantage. It's not full speed, but it's pretty close. Once the VSC ends, we'll be back under racing. Not entirely sure what's happening with that. You will see cars also slamming the brakes. Oh, looks like we got vans in the pit. It's like he had a full... His full front wing was gone. At 100% damage, so he must have hit something pretty hard to break the wing. He's going to be exiting the pit. And he'll have a tall order to catch back up to everybody in the front. Speaking of the front, let's get back up there with Salt leading us away. Zaluxy right on the heels of Salt. Everybody so far keeping it relatively clean. The rest of the field is bunched up pretty close. Salt losing out to Zaluxy by defending that inside. Also gets a warning for the corner cut through the Wall of Champions. Zero racer Hayden with a fastest lap so far. This front group is staying relatively close together. Then we're back to Mr. Chris, who's 1.3 behind Vanilla. But then we got some close racing in the back here. AO hunting down Dynamic. DRS is available. As you see the wing on Dynamic's car open up. They have to be within 1 second in a detection zone before they're allowed to go. Looks like we got Hayden over in Sector 2. They've had a little bit of a whoopsie there. But he is back and rolling again. Corey hanging really close to AO here. Zaluxy falling back. Salt in the pits. That's an early pit stop. May have had some wing damage. Corey sticking right with AO. Let's see if Corey goes for a move here. Nope. Sticks with him. Oh! That looks like Dynamic into the wall. See if Corey can make a move here. We got DRS opening up. AO's probably going to defend the inside. Corey, has to take the runoff. Couldn't get the job done. Let's head back and check on dynamic. 60% damage to that front. Can't see much on his onboard. And we got a new leader of Vanilla. Let's head back up to the front. This is a very tight battle up here. Luxie right on the heels of her teammate, with Mr. Chris right behind, not letting them get away. Of course, as we come back to watch them, the battles have simmered down quite a bit. End of the DRS zone. Zluxy sticking right with Vanilla. See if anybody tried to make some move in the hairpin. It's not common, but it can happen. Looks like Vanilla had a little bit of a lockup. Go ahead down this long straightaway. DRS wing wide open on Zluxy and Mr. Chris. Unfortunately, Vanilla is not going to be able to defend very much. And Zluxy is your new leader going into 13-14. Another VSC is deployed. Oh, unfortunately, CDOT gets a penalty for speeding under virtual safety car conditions. Got AO in the pits, CDOT in the pits, and C9 coming up right behind him. Looks like Corey is actually out. C9 with the drive-through penalty. Yep, Corey is out. So that VSC may have been caused by Corey, unfortunately. And we are back to racing conditions. DRS wing is open on Vanilla. Again, this is going to put Zluxy at a bit of a disadvantage. But Vanilla not close enough to capitalize using that DRS. Vanilla with a little bit more ERS available than Zluxy. 77 to 61. Mr. Chris hanging right there in P3, waiting for something to happen. And in the background there, you can see Suzuki also bring it up quick. Vanilla started P4, is now P2. We might be heading into a bit of a DRS train. We'll see. Heavy braking there from Vanilla. Trying not to collect his teammate. But here we go. Zluxy weaving to break that. Vanilla easily gets ahead. So does Mr. Chris. Zluxy tucks in right behind Mr. Chris. That might be to make those tires last a little bit longer. Speaking of tires, looks like the mediums are supposed to be lasting anywhere from lap 17 to 19, whereas the hards go from 20 to 22. So we will see when everybody starts pitting to get rid of the mediums, but according to the game, those mediums should last quite a while. Zluxy is falling back, trying to deploy battery to catch back up to the leaders. Catches a bit of a break with a heavy braking of Vanilla and Chris. Zluxy trying to get there as well. Go on board with Chris, as Vanilla is the sitting duck. Mr. Chris, our new leader. While that's all happening, let's go check out Salt, our championship leader. Getting close with Modern Tie. Gets the better exit. Going into 13-14. Salt's our current championship leader. Looks like our couple drivers are going to be doing some pit stops and some penalty pit stops. I believe CDOT was serving his. Salt is hunting down DRL Racer X. Probably not going to get the hairpin, but will maybe more than likely get the DRS here on this long straightaway. DRL Racer sticking to that inside, going to try to force. Oh, he defends the racing line. Salt goes on the inside, captures P4. Moving right along, trying to now catch up to the lead pack. Almost 11.5 seconds ahead. But DRL Racer is not giving up that position. Let's go on with him. Probably going to be a DRS exchange, like a train exchange as we're going through here. DRL right behind. Ooh, DRL Racer really getting squirrely out of that chicane. Deploying just a little bit of battery to kind of make up the difference they lost there with getting a little loose. DRL Racer with a full battery compared to Salt, who's deploying like crazy. Down to 12%, no battery left for some good Salt. Hayden with a 3-second penalty. Let's go check out what's going on with Modern Tie and Boogie. Ooh, DRL with a warning for corner cutting as they're battling it out with him and Salt. We're on board right now with Boogie hunting down Modern Tie. See if Modern can defend against Boogie. We are going to be in this DRS section right here. Mr. Chris is in the pits. Boogie into P6. His next target is going to be DRL Racer directly ahead by about 4.5 seconds. So our next closest battle It's actually going to be, let's go check out Vans. Vans, who is hunting down C9. Aiden is out of the race. Looks like he had full front wing damage. So not sure if he opted to retire or if he crashed out. But unfortunately, we are down 2 drivers. With 23 laps left to go, we are currently watching the battle for P12. Vans is actually falling quite far back from C9. So we're probably not going to see anything there. Let's head up to Suzuki. Oh, Modern Tie with a 10-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane. Suzuki moving up, battling out with Mr. Chris. Where's that AO? That is AO. I apologize to AO. Mr. Chris is right behind, trying to capitalize on anything that happens here. Mr. Chris, right on the tail of AO, moves to the inside, gets P7. AO has to cut the corner, unable to make that, going almost too wide through that sector. Looks like our next battle is between Dynamic and Modern Tie. Dynamic has a little bit of front wing damage. Warning to Modern Tie there. Mr. Chris setting the fastest lap. Iron Tie is hunting down Dynamic. Looks like they're coming up to a slow-moving car. Iron Tie tries to go around the outside. Dynamic can't make the corner. Let's see if he might have to give that position back. Ooh, a little bit of glitching there. Oh, wow. Okay. So on our screen, we could see Dynamic was actually glitching. Probably due to netcode, unfortunately for Modern Tie. But he does have DRS coming down. Oh, that's bad. I feel that's probably a netcoding issue. Because unfortunately, Modern Tie is making really good moves, but then all of a sudden, Dynamic's car will just appear randomly. Oh, big crash there. Oh, Suzuki resetting to the track. That's unfortunate. We caught that on camera for him. Boogie getting rolling again. Big incident going in there. Looks like all the cars are rolling again. Not entirely sure what happened there. So looks like Dynamic has left the session. He may have glitched out. So his car is currently being run by an AI. Let's go up with Suzuki. So the game says he doesn't have any damage. Oh, but I'm not getting correct information. Yep. So Suzuki is one of those drivers that we're not getting full telemetry from. So clearly his wing is damaged. He's getting that changed out right now. And serving a penalty on top of that. now making the change of tires, changing out the wings. They will be exiting. Looks like the AI for Dynamic also changed out his wing. AO, our next guy who's got massive wing damage. He's going to have a huge lack of grip there. Boogie coming up behind him is going to probably have no problem getting past. AO is going to... I apologize. I have just been corrected for Sasuke. I kept saying Suzuki. Sasuke. We'll have to keep an eye on how he goes here. AO's defending down the long straightaway. Boogie getting past. Hopefully AO can break and not change his wing. Very interesting. AO continuing on track with no front wing, basically. This is very shocking. All right, so we will head up to the front. Give us a rundown real quick. So our current leader, let's actually get some driver info here and their race story. Our current leader, Vanilla Spilla, started in P4, is currently up to first place. Followed behind by Zluxy, unfortunately, is our pole setter, currently running P2. Sizable gap behind her teammate. And a corner cut there with a warning. Oh, penalty. I apologize. Now has a penalty for 3 seconds. So she's going to have even harder of a time to get back up front. And if she gets up front past Vanilla, she's got to build a 3-second gap there. If everybody can bear with me for 1 second. I need to send an invite to one of our drivers that got booted. Hopefully his teammate should have sent him another one, but hold on 1 second. Oh, safety car is out. Looks like Sasuke is out. We're under safety car, so now I can do that. All right. Normally I don't do invites because I'm in the middle of doing the stream, but it's safety car. We can do that. So, cars coming into the pits like crazy. Iron Tie coming in. Getting service and head back out onto track. Coming out in P6. Okay, so let's go through the running order. Now that we're under safety car conditions, which will bunch up the field. Like we were saying before, virtual safety car nullifies the field. Everybody, the gaps don't change. AO finally coming into the pits. He's going to get that wing change out, hopefully. Oh, he already did. We must have missed that initially. Apologies for that. So under normal safety car, the Aston Martin will go out in front, bunch the whole field up, and then we'll go back to racing. Virtual safety car, all cars have to drive to a delta and maintain their gaps, more or less. So, Vanilla Spilla leading the race. Zeluxy P2. Salt P3, which that'll be a good haul of points. Started second, but now is third. Zero Racer 11th, now 4th. Our big mover, 7 positions. Next up, Boogie moved up 1 position from 6th to 5th. Modern Tie up 2 positions, 8th to now 6th. Dynamic sitting right in the middle. We'll see if he actually rejoined or not. Can't tell from here if his AI is over or driving or if he's back. Then we got player. This is actually C-Dot. C-Dot up 4 positions from 12th to P8. Vans 13th, now in 9th. And AO down 1. He started 9th, is now 10th, but he still scores 1 point with that. Then we've got C9 and P11, and he is actually up towards the front, so he will be getting a blue flag when we restart for the cars behind him, which AO is right there. So AO and C9 currently P10 and 11. They are directly behind our leaders. If the leaders slow down, we don't have a rule about this in the league. Some leagues do it where everybody in the safety car would slow down, which then would cause the race director to go, give the position, go ahead. It gets messy. We've seen it with Creator Series and other ones where it's just, unless you know you have enough time to get all the back markers through the field, it's chaotic. Looks like C9. Yeah, it looks like AO is asking Discord if he can get his lap back. The biggest thing is the drivers in front have to give it up, which they don't. The game doesn't give an opportunity for cars to get their lap back. In some leagues, like I said, in some leagues they would allow that. Other leagues, no. This may be something we'll have to address for next season or seasons going forward. But currently, there is no rule to allow cars to unlap themselves. The field is finally starting to get bunched up a bit here. Take a look at pit stops. Everybody should have made one. Yep, everybody's made at least one, so they should be set per rules as long as they switched. Unfortunately, AO keeps asking in Discord, and we don't have a way to communicate it properly. We're not going to mess with that now. That'll have to be a discussion for later. Safety car is in this lap. So now what's going to happen is Vanilla's going to back up the field, slow down, let the safety car go. If they could get slow enough. But no. Yeah, it causes too much chaos to do that. So, safety car is in the pit lane. It is now up to Vanilla to set when we go racing. Zeluxy, we're staying on board with. Let's see what happens here. looks like it was a relatively clean start from everybody in the back. No real issues. Salt trying to stay with Zoluxi and Vanilla. No DRS this lap, but we will wait for the next lap for DRS to come available, and the cars will be even tack even better. AO unfortunately gets a 10-second penalty for ignoring blue flags, which if he doesn't serve another pit stop, he can probably have the stewards look at that afterwards, and we'll probably have a discussion between everybody to figure out what to do under safety car situations. Because you run into the issue if the safety car is too short, you'll still have cars bunched up in the field. But the other big issue is communicating that to everybody. So we would have to let the cars that are on the lead lap to slow down enough to let the back markers through, and everybody has to respect that, because we had an issue in Baku when drivers went to AI and they got too slow, the cars automatically overtook each other because the AI just follows what the race director says, which makes things very complicated. So right now we're on board with Salt hunting down Zoluxi, and Zoluxi trying to catch up to Vanilla. Salt going on the outside. Both get DRS. Zoluxi tucks in behind Salt as they come around to turn 13 and 14. See if Salt can get a move on Vanilla next time through. Let's head down to Dynamic, who's less than half a second behind Modern Tie. He just needs to stick with them, stay within that 1 second time so he can get the DRS. Looks like Dynamic is still glitching just a little bit. So Modern Tie is going to hope to keep Dynamic behind him. So he doesn't have to deal with any surprise moves from a car that's glitching slightly. Going back to Vans. Makes a move on C-Dot just before the hairpin. But unfortunately, that is now going to give the DRS to C-Dot. Oh, I must have missed the detection zone. Oh, they all were within. Okay, they all have DRS coming to that. C-Dot with a warning there for the corner cut. Most common spot for everybody to get a corner cut. Let's go check out the leaders again. Zoluxi behind Vanilla. Salt took the lead. Now he's being hunted down by Vanilla. Oh, Vanilla almost making contact there to Salt. Was able to get the brakes to slow that car down enough to not make an incident. Salt weaving. Try to break that toe. So Vanilla can't get past. We have 9 laps left to go. It's like they are battling it out in the back. Let's head down. to C9. C9, C dot, and AO. Very close battle here at the back. Oh, a little squirrely there from C9. Let's see if AO can capitalize on that. AO desperately looking to that inside. Not going to be able to make the move now. AO sticking right on that rear bumper. It's like Salt got moved back to P2. Looks like they are just doing a DRS exchange at the front. We'll see what we can do here with these guys. AO getting really close. Oh. Interesting. Communication error with the servers. Like the stream is still going. No issues on my end. That was interesting. C-Dot making the move on Vans. C9 getting real. Oh, AO spun around. Hopefully you can get going again. Iron Tie unfortunately got behind Dynamic. He's going to have to hunt him down. Oh, Dynamic's car is all over the place. Let's head up to the leaders again with this DRS train that they've got going on. Salt, P2, behind Vanilla. Salt sticking it right in the middle between two Haas's. Trying to capitalize as many points as possible to keep that lead in the championship. AO has retired from the race. C-Dot again getting another warning. Looks like Dynamic left the session again, so he might be having some connection issues. Salt on the inside using that DRS. Makes it stick. Ooh, got a warning for corner cut there as well. He is going to be pushing it. If he gets another warning, I'm sure it'll be a penalty. So our championship leader currently in P1, followed by Vanilla Spilla and Zaluxy. Zaluxy is P2 in the championship. So finishing behind Salt is not going to close that gap any. 6 laps left to go. Looks like this might be another DRS exchange. Got a slow moving Sauber in the back. So that might have been C-Dot. About equal on battery available. Vanilla staying P2. I think Vanilla, the strategy here is to not just keep passing back and forth, back and forth. Ideally, what you want to do is hang back, stick behind the car in front. You know you're going to be quicker with that DRS. As the laps are counting down with 5 laps left to go, you want to leave that for like almost the last lap. Use that DRS, get past, secure that win, and take it home. Again, Vanilla staying right behind Salt. I think Vanilla might be doing that strategy of just sticking with it. You can tell that these drivers are pretty closely evenly matched. Only issue is actually, let's check this out real quick. Just notice this. So Salt is actually on mediums. Ooh, Vanilla on the outside makes the move, makes it stick. Zeluxy getting a warning for a corner cut again. Zeluxy does have that 3-second penalty that she needs to work with. So Salt's tires roughly about the same amount of wear in the front, but the rears, Salt's tires are pretty worn, and he's also on the mediums compared to Vanilla on the hards. So P3 through P5 would be an even race between them since they all have 3-second penalties, but as you look to the gap, DRL Racer is 10.3 behind Zeluxy. So now it's basically down to Zeluxy. Ooh, Salt getting a little squirrely coming out of the hairpin. See if Zeluxy can capitalize on that. Again, Zeluxy needs to get at least 3 seconds ahead of both of these cars to win the race. So this is more or less just a heads-up battle between our first and second place cars. Next closest battle, we'll take a look at that real quick, is actually going to be Dynamic, who unfortunately has been connecting and disconnecting throughout the session. I believe he is in control of his car right now, so he's hunting down Modern Ty. Dynamic on the hards to Modern Ty's medium. But Modern's tires are very worn. Dynamic still glitching a little bit there. Heavy lockup, and oh, Dynamic spins it. See if he gets moving again. Oh, overcooks it just a little bit. And he's back on track. A little bit of a glitch, but he's moving again. That was our closest battle, so we'll head back up front. Zeluxy right on Salt. Again, Zeluxy, 3-second penalty to contend with. Biggest thing right now is, oh, it looks like Dynamic is out. Car's still moving. It might be, oh, I believe he retired out on track. He's sitting at the hairpin now. Zeluxy harassing Salt, trying to play the team game at this point. Because even if Zeluxy gets past Salt, she has that 3-second penalty, which would move her back to P3. But if she can keep in the mirrors of Some Good Salt, Vanilla can pull away. Cross the line, Vanilla. We are now on our final lap. Modern Ty right on the gearbox of DRL. Go check out that real quick. Again, the battle up at front. Vanilla Salt with the Zeluxy with a plus 3 seconds. Oh, DRL is missing a front wing. Modern Ty gets past. Looks like DRL is probably just going to nurse that home as this is the last lap. Let's head on over to our leaders. Zeluxy's still harassing Some Good Salt. It's not really harassing, but it's giving him a hard time. coming around the hairpin. Salt getting really squirrely out of there. Zluxy right on the gearbox. But since we missed it last time, we're going to go on board with our leader, Vanilla, coming through the wall champions. We got 1, 2, 3 across the line. Vanilla, our leader and winner for the Canadian Grand Prix. Next up across the line is going to be Boogie in P4. Through. Oh no! Boogie crashing out. Oh, he's still moving. Hopefully he can get rolling again. Modern Tie finishes P4. Durell P5. Boogie's still trying to get going. See if he can get across the line before Vans. A couple drivers have some penalties that got to get served. So Boogie P6, Vans P7. C9 with the wings missing. Coming across the line, and C9 finished elsewhere on the track. Your driver of the day is Modern Tie. That was a tough session. We'll head on over to our intermission screen as we wrap up the podium celebration. Once we get through that, I got to do my screenshot, and that is going to be tonight's race. So your winner tonight, Vanilla. Lots of penalties across the board. Unfortunate. But we've got Vanilla P1, Some Good Salt P2, Zluxy P3, Byron Tie P4, DL Racer X in P5, Boogie P6 with that crash at the end, Vans P7, King C. Dot, our reserve driver, P8, and C9 bringing up 9th position. Again, that was Canada tonight for the Prowler Racing League. Next Sunday, we are in Brazil at Interlagos. So I hope everyone had a good evening tonight. Lots of entertaining racing. And lots of time penalties again. We'll try to correct that for next time. Hope you all enjoyed it. Everybody who's on my Twitch right now, we will continue on there for the admin. But everyone here on YouTube, thank you for coming out to the Prowler Racing League Round 8 in Canada. We will see you next weekend for Round 9. Have a great night.